Hello, today I will show you how to do a shortcut system where you can set your own shortcuts and then use them on buttons. Let me demonstrate it. So we got three buttons: buy and sell and shortcut settings. Buy and sell is just for opening two panels, and shortcut setting is to set the actual shortcuts. So for the buy menu I got B, and for the sell menu I got S. You can set them like this, and then you can use them. So I hit the B, it opens the buy panel. If I hit the C, it will open the sell panel. Let me show you how I would approach this. Let's create the basic UI. We got the UI ready. Let's try it. First of all, we will need a couple of scripts. So let's create a folder. We'll call it shortcuts. I will create a script called shortcut system. And this will be our singleton. I will create an empty object and attach this script. I'll rename it to the same name. Shortcut system, reset the position, and add our singleton there. Let's edit it. First of all, let's create a reference. Public static shortcut system current, and on awake assign this to current. We don't need these two. We will create a custom function which will open a shortcut window. So public void open shortcut window, and it will accept two parameters. First one will be the action, and second one will be the field. We don't have the action ready, so we need to create the action list. Let's create a new script which will be called shortcut list, and it will be really simple script which will just hold the enum with names of shortcuts. So public enum actions, and we'll have buy menu and sell menu. Let's go back to shortcut system. So shortcut list actions. Let's rename it to action only. Action. And the second parameter will be input field, shortcut field. We need to import Unity engine.ui. If you click the set button, it will open the window with setting shortcut. So we will need a reference to that window. Let's create a serialized field. It doesn't have to be accessible from outside. We just want to edit it in editor. So serialized field, private game object, window set shortcut. So if you click the button, we will make it active. Set active true. We also want to know which action we are setting. So we will make an attribute for it. So shortcut list dot action shortcut, and the same for the shortcut field, input field. We can now access it anywhere in our script. The next thing is to have an array of the keys. This will be a list holding all of the keys, which we will loop through and check which key was clicked. So let's create another private int. Values, these are the keys, and we will init it on awake. Values equal to int array enum it's actually in system, so system.enum.get values, type of key code. And what this does is that it will loop through all of the key codes and get all of the enums and store them in our array called values. So when you hit the set button, it will store action in shortcut and store the field in shortcut field. Now we know which set button was clicked. So let's go to update. In update we will check if any key was clicked. So first of all, if input any key down, and the shortcut window has to be open, so window set shortcut active self. We will loop through all of the values and check which key was clicked. Length I++, and if it is this key, so we put get key down. Let's cast it to key code values I. Then we will store the key code key. Again, cast it to key code values I, and we can then return so the loop doesn't continue. The next thing we will do is save the shortcut in player prefs. So player prefs set integer, and we will take the shortcut and change it to string. Remember, the shortcut is actually the enum, so it will be changed to this string, for example by menu or cell menu, and we will store it under this and take the integer, so values I, which was clicked, and we will also set the field value, so we do see what's the new shortcut key.toString. Let's create another script which will be called shortcut button, and it will be used for the set buttons. So these two buttons. Shortcut button. Let's attach it to these two buttons. Shortcut settings, button by, and button cell. We don't need these two, but we will need .unityengine.ui. We will need the action, which we can set in Unity editor. Shortcut list.action shortcut. And then I will just duplicate it. We will need the input field, which should be set. Input field dot shortcut field. In start method, we will create on-click listener, which will open the window. So get component button and on click add listener. Delegate to click to this function, which is shortcut system current. This is our singleton, and we have a function called open shortcut window, which is accepting two parameters. First one is the shortcut and second one is the shortcut field. And we can use this button as well to set the actual field. So we will check in player prefs if this shortcut is stored or not. So if it has key shortcut to string, we will set the input field with this key code. So key code key. Let's cast it to key code. Player prefs get int shortcut to string. It's the same as we did in a shortcut system. And shortcut field, let's set the text. Sure. So text key to string. Let's get back to editor and set the shortcut and field. So I will click the first button. This is for buy menu, and I will attach input field. And let's do the same for the cell menu. Change it to cell menu and attach the second field. And the last script we will need is a shortcut trigger, which will actually trigger the action on some UI or anything you would like. So I'll hide this, and we can have triggers on these two buttons. So let's create a new script called shortcut trigger and attach it to button buy and button sell. First thing is the action which will trigger something. So shortcut list.action shortcut. Forgot to say private. When I go back to editor, I can now select which shortcut will be triggering this button. So this one is buy menu, that's correct, and this one is sell menu. Don't need these two. Now we need to get the shortcut key from the player prefs, so I will create a variable to store it. Key code shortcut key, and we can get it in a start method. So shortcut key player prefs dot get int shortcut to string, and we need to cast it to key code. Okay, and we will need a reference to this button. So private button. To use the button we need unity engine.ui. Let's get the button from the component. Get component button. And in update method we can check if the key was pressed or not. Input.get key down shortcut key. And if it was pressed, something will happen. We know this will be on a button, so we will just trigger the onClick event. So button.onClick.invoke. This will work, but if the shortcut is changed when you are in game, it will not update the shortcut. So to do this, we will implement a simple event system. And we will do it on our singleton. So we will do a public action which will accept shortcut list action parameter, and the event will be called shortcut change. We are missing the system. Okay, and let's create a trigger function. So public void trigger shortcut change. And if this event isn't null, if shortcut change isn't equal to null, we will call the shortcut change, and we need to pass in the parameters, so shortcut list dot action action, and our shortcut trigger has to subscribe to this. So in our shortcut trigger we will subscribe to shortcut system dot current on shortcut change plus equal to shortcut change, and let's create this function void shortcut change, which has to have one parameter, shortcut list dot actions action, sorry. As these will be on multiple buttons, we need to first check if the action is actually this one button. So if shortcut is equal to action, then we will change it for this exact button. So I do have some problem here. Oh yeah, this one is missing. So if the shortcut is this action, we will change the shortcut key to new action, and we can get it from the player prefs. So player prefs dot get int shortcut to string, and we need to cast it to keycode, and this way it will change. And I forgot to unsubscribe on destroy. This is a good practice to always unsubscribe, so I'll just copy this line and minus equal. This way if the button is destroyed, it will unsubscribe from this event on shortcut change. Also, when we change the shortcut, we have to wait one frame so it doesn't actually trigger this button. So I will do one simple bool which will check if it was changed right now. So private bool shortcut changed, and if shortcut was changed in this one frame, we will set shortcut changed to false and return. This will skip one frame, and to actually set it, I will default it to false, and to actually set it to true, we will do it in this event listener. So shortcut change equal to true. Okay, let's try it. Shortcut settings, let's set this one for D. We wanna set it to false as well, so it just disables when you set the key. So let's go back to shortcut system, and when you set it, we will hide the window, so set active false. And we forgot to trigger the change as well, so copy this, trigger shortcut change, and we need to send the new action, which is shortcut. Okay, let's try it. So play shortcut settings, let's set it to something different, to D, and cell to B. Let's exit. I will hit the D button, which will open the pie panel, and I will hit the B, which will open the cell panel. Okay, it's working. That's it. If you got any questions, just ask in